camera off, so I'm not staring at you. Okay.
All right. Hey guys, feel free to jump on. I am here to do a little training and a power half hour on content planning. My name is Laura Steinberg. I've been with Color Street for a little bit over 2 years. Just some background about me. My highest ranking title is the director. Not that that even matters, because it really doesn't in this business. But some things that I have found that work along the way are planning, writing it down, and having it in multiple places. So I'm going to kind of go over my process with you all about how I do that. And then we can have some time to work and some Q&A if there are any. So I just also want to give you a little bit of background that I have an almost 3-year-old. He'll be 3 in December, and I have a 13-day-old baby next to me. So that is why planning for me is a must. If I don't plan it, it doesn't happen. And then also, if I don't write it down or have it on my phone, I am not held accountable to the plan that I have up here. So again, that is why I find content planning so important and vital in my business. I have not taken a break since having my baby. I was even working in the hospital. But again, it's because I was so highly organized and had things ready to go on my phone and had things planned out in my Facebook and Instagram that I could easily continue working. So 2 platforms that I personally focus on are Facebook and Instagram. I know some people love TikTok. That's not really my jam right now. I'm going to try and get there, but it's just not working for me now. So I've decided to just stick to those 2 platforms. So I'm going to go over some content that I do in those platforms. And then also I have like 5 areas that I focus on. And then I have content pillars. So I'm going to kind of touch base on each one of those topics very briefly, and then we can certainly work. So the main places that I post, like I said, are Facebook and Instagram. First, on Facebook, I have a main wall. Everyone does. It's your personal profile. And that is, where we post probably about all of our life, and hopefully are using it as a platform to sprinkle in some Color Street. Along with that main wall, we have our stories, which could be on Instagram and also shared to Facebook, or vice versa. You can post on Facebook and then share it to Instagram. And that's a great way to use one piece of content and get it into 2 different areas. So you're not having to constantly generate all of this content, you can reuse it. And then I have my team space on Facebook, where we have our closed group for all of our team information. And then I have my VIP group, of course, which is a closed group that I can post in every day. So that's like my Facebook in a nutshell. And then my Instagram in a nutshell is just my main feed and stories. And the same stories are posted. I like to post on Instagram. I find it way easier to use Instagram for stories. And then I share them to my Facebook. So I plan for just Instagram, and then I get to put it in 2 different places. So that content does double duty for me. So the one place I'm going to start with right now is my main wall. I like to try and paste. I like to try and post on my main wall every single day. Not about Color Street, but just in general. I have found that the more you interact with your social media, the more people interact with you and see what you're posting. So most times in the week, I am probably posting about my own life and my content pillars, which I'm going to talk about briefly, probably 5 out of the 7 days. And then I sprinkle in Color Street as we have new launches, as we have new incentives, and just opportunity posts, which I do on the same day of the week. So to talk briefly about that, my content pillars are that basically 5 different categories about myself, and they kind of change based off of where I'm posting. So for my main wall, my content pillars are being a mom, being a wife. Now I am postpartum, I'm getting back into the gym and preparing healthy meals, funny memes, and I'm from Philadelphia. If you can see my nails, I've got World Series nails going on. So sports are a huge part of my life. And so those are the areas that I post on every single day, like rotating it through. There's a really great training on how to post every day and having a content calendar. And that's kind of where I got this idea from, was that training. And I'm kind of blanking on which group it was in, but it was really awesome. I think it might have been FabVlog. But so then on Tuesdays, after doing a bit of research, I found Facebook is really good if you post on Tuesdays around 11 to 1. That's where you're going to get your most high traffic, not in your VIP group, but on your main wall. Sundays, like Sunday share, is kind of dead these days. So I switched my opportunity post to Tuesday. And what I'm going to show you right now, before I get too deep into everything, is my calendar. I'm going to try and put it up close. It's probably hard to see, but everything is color coded. So like over here, orange is the stuff that I post on my main wall. Pink is my VIP group posts. Green is my Instagram. Blue is my team stuff. And then purple is what I prepare for my stories. And so every single day you can see that there's stuff on this calendar. And then this is like what keeps me organized. And then because I'm crazy, I'm OCD type A personality, I have the same stuff in my phone. It's not in a calendar, but it's on in my notepad, and I'm going to show that to you too, of lists. So this way I can work at my desk and see it visually and check things off, but I can also take it on the go with me, and it's in my phone for easy access as well. So I'm just going to show you one of my areas that I plan content in. So you can see at the top here, it says story strategies, and I have it listed by days. And I try to post 5 stories every day. And so it tells you exactly like the content pillar that I'm looking for. I don't put down exact posts. I don't schedule like this is exactly what I'm doing, because you got to have a little bit of flexibility. We might have a launch, we might have something else coming up that you want to post about, but this is just a general framework that I can rely on to find content and then post it. So I was talking about my main wall. I do an opportunity post on Tuesdays. And then usually I will also try to sprinkle in a business blessing or, a new launch, something along those lines. Then moving on to my VIP group, which is a closed group, I go into the nail fee groups and the graphics group maybe the last 3 days of the month and start looking for things for the new month. So November, I looked for national holidays, which there's a ton of awesome ones that I could either frame sales around or that I could frame like interactive posts with. So like November, I'm just looking at my calendar. November 5th, I think it is. Yeah, this Saturday is National Donut Day. And we just had the glaze sets that launched. So on Saturday, I'm probably going to run some kind of incentive that if you purchase one of the glaze sets, I might add in a couple others like our hue set. I'm blanking all the names right now. That you might get some kind of a prize or be entered into a giveaway. I haven't exactly figured it out. I just have it written down, and then the rest of it's up here to just kind of fill in the gaps. So planning out those national days is really helpful by going into the graphics groups. And then I do basic things like a tip Tuesday. So every Tuesday at 4 o'clock, I post some kind of a tip, or I go back and post some kind of application video. And then on Thursdays in my VIP, that's my most high traffic day. I do an opportunity post religiously every single week. I kind of am a running mate with Jackie, who did the training on business blessings. And I use her posts. I change them around. I tweak them to be me. And then I make sure I do my opportunity post every single week. And then usually on Saturdays, which is like another high traffic day for me, I make sure I promote parties at least weekly, at least planting those seeds. So when I go to have those conversations and relationship build, they've been seeing all of this information. They see it on my main wall, they see it on my Instagram. I post it everywhere. As far as my Instagram, I try to do one reel every day. And I'm starting to try and move into also doing like a static post, either a carousel or there's an awesome training that was just done by Charmed by Hugh in one of the upline groups, Tamara Swayze, and she talked a lot about that. But I have a schedule for that too. So like every single day, Mondays, I always make sure I show how I do a mani. On Wednesdays, I post about the opportunity in a reel. On Thursdays, I either do a lip, like the single swipe challenge that just came up, or I do a nail care type of post. But primarily, I'm showing the nails, I'm showing how to apply because that is our biggest seller. Um, and then the last two areas, I have a team page, so I try to post in there every single day. Today is the first of the month, so like my primary focus today and tomorrow is to talk about my monthly team giveaways and to talk about the new incentives that were just launched yesterday. And then every day after that for the rest of the month, I have different things planned. So, like, I'll do a post on business blessings, I'll do a post on how to um, have a sale. And it's not necessarily my original content, I take it from our upline groups and I'll share it, whatever is working at that point in time. A lot of reusing content to kind of make things easier. And then on Saturdays, I always like to have a shout out Saturday in our team page to kind of build morale. People can shout out their team members for different things like, thanks for helping me out to boost my algorithm, or I'll shout people out, congrats to so and so for having the highest PV or for being the biggest team player this week. Just things to kind of build each other up. And then the last area that I post in is my stories. And like mentioned before, I try to post 5 stories a day, and I have different content pillars for that. So I try on Mondays to post about coffee because I am a coffee lover. On Tuesdays, I post about gratitude. And then just in between there, I sprinkle in all of the nail fees, party booking, opportunities, deal of the day, but now that's changing for November. So I have it planned out each day. I bullet point of here's 5 bullet points. What areas am I going to post about? And then I do the same thing every single week. So I'm going to try again to kind of show you how my calendar is set up, and then we can start working and you guys can ask any questions that you might have. So again, I'm going to start with the big calendar. I think I have to tilt it down this way for you to see it. But at the top, I always have my main wall, what I'm posting, and I kind of write everything in the order. And then here's like what my stories focus on. And then in the pink, it's like my team. And so everything is written out. And you can pick this for whatever works for you. It doesn't have to be set in stone. And then on my phone, I do the same thing. So I showed you earlier, I have my story strategy, as I call it, broken down by day. And then it's just the same every single week. So I have my 5 bullet points of what areas I'm going to post in. Throughout the week, I gather that content. So I'm not searching for it the day of. And then I can just go in and post it. Let's see, the other area that I have is my Instagram content that I was talking about. So you can see here, like Monday is nails, Tuesday is nails, Wednesday is opportunity, and just those 7 bullet points. And then here is my Facebook VIP and main wall. Not every day has something there. It's just really those main areas that I want to touch on weekly, like party booking, opportunity, and I like to do a tip Tuesday because I think it's really helpful, especially if you have more people coming into your group. And then I think that's really about it. I mean, I also keep like scripts here. It's just so easy to use your phone to come and double check where you're going to get your content from. The last thing I'm going to just mention, and you're going to think I'm crazy, but I set an alarm for every time I post. This is so I can go back and make sure that it actually posted or that I actually remembered to put something in my stories. But so this is my alarm schedule. I have my personal life stuff on here too. So like when to feed my newborn. Yeah, it's crazy. I would forget if I don't have an alarm for it. Um, so like I post at 7:30 every day. And it also tells me to post my stories at that time. And then at 8:58 is when I post on the Instagram to make sure it's actually uploaded by 9. But it says Instagram, VIP post, and story. So I know at that time I'm going to do all three of those things and get it done. Um, at 12 o'clock is when I post in my VIP again. So it says post a nail fee and post into your stories. 4 o'clock, it tells me to post my funny meme because I like to, get to know my VIPs. That happens in my VIP group and to post to my stories. And then 7 o'clock is my last post for the day. And it tells me to do that in my stories as well. So just a way to keep organized other than just your calendars, but an actual like auditory reminder to do something. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you find that helpful. And then that way you're on many different platforms in many different places, and people are just constantly seeing it. You never know who's watching, and it's so important that you catch their attention and that they see it multiple times. There's been so many trainings done that say a lot of times you need to have like 8, 9 points touch of contact before somebody will try a product, buy a product, join your team, host a party, all of those things. So if you're posting in each one of these places consistently with consistent content that's driven towards your niche and who you are, building that relationship, being a person that you like and know, and then sharing the information about the product, you're definitely going to have more success. So I'm going to continue working on my content for this month, and you can feel free to jump in and ask me any questions that you might have, or work on content as well for yourself.
I have a
Yes.
question.
Sure.
So, first of all, I did not know you could, in the alarms, I didn't know that you could like put a note or a
Oh,
comment or like
yeah.
name the alarm. That is so cool. Like you just blew my
Yeah.
mind with that. So many times I've had an alarm go off and I'm like, why is this alarm going off? I literally have gotten to the point where I'm putting in my calendar the reason
Yeah.
why I set an alarm. So you just like saved me so much time.
Oh, yeah. Good. I'm glad.
Thank you so much. And then I do have
Absolutely.
an actual question.
Sure.
Um, can you talk a little bit about how you like collect your content? Because I know I heard
Yeah.
you say like about Jackie using, her business blessings sometimes, but I guess I'm just curious, like, I mean, it seems like a lot of content. So I'm like, are you sitting down for an hour like at a certain time? Or are you just like randomly collecting it when you see it? Like, can you talk a little
Yeah.
bit about that?
So I actually nicknamed myself Last Minute Laura. Um, I am a procrastinator. I don't do well when I have ample amounts of time. I do way better when I have like little bits of time to work. So a lot of the times I will have things just stored in my phone, like my images and videos, but I have no idea when I'm putting it. And like I'll plan my VIP at like 6:30 in the morning when my first post goes off at 7:30. But that's just because that's how my brain works. It works well under pressure. But to answer your question, usually at multiple points during the day when I'm bored and I don't have something to do, I will jump in. I make sure that I go in the nail fee groups at least one time a day and collect nail fees. And I don't know when I'm going to use them. I just might plug them in at random slots throughout the week, or I just save them in my photos and think to myself, like, oh, I'll probably use that at this time. But like at least they're in my phone and I'm not searching for them that day. I already have kind of an idea of what nail fees I'm using for the week because I try to post 3 of those a day in my VIP group. Um, And then the same thing, like with funny memes, I try to post one a day to show my personality to my VIP group. And I am in a bunch of different groups that are like funny meme groups. So they like come up on my Facebook, and as I see one that makes me laugh, I'll save it. And I'm also in a couple other stylist groups, like I'm in Jackie's group, I'm in Ashley Smith's group. And so if there's something that I really like, I'll borrow it and change it to something that fits better for my group as well. Um, so like sale ideas, I'll do that with business blessings, all that kind of stuff. I'll go into the graphics groups at least one time a day, and that's where I get all the national holiday stuff. I don't always use the graphics that they have, but at least I'll know, like, okay, on the 5th, it's National Donut Day. I'm going to make a graphic for that for a sale or an interactive post. As far as my Instagram goes, like, I try to post in my stories like one real life picture a day. And I either take it right as the alarm goes off, like whatever I'm doing, that's what the picture is. Or I just kind of keep in the back of my mind, like, try to snap a picture of my kid doing something cute so I can post this later. Um, but it kind of ebbs and flows for me. As far as the reels go, I have to plan that a little bit more strategically because it takes some time to create a reel. So a lot of the times when I'm changing my mani, and I still do pedicures right now, I videotape like the entire process. And then I can kind of cut it and chop it into tiny pieces of like, I did a video on just how to create the Philly P on my nail. I did a video on just how to apply the solid strip. Um, I'll do like quick opportunity posts where I'm using a trending sound, and then I just have to pop in a graphic of like the kit and I point to it or something. So I do try to batch that a little bit, but everything else is kind of just a daily routine that I've gotten into of checking those groups to save content.
Gotcha.
Answers
Thank
your
you.
question. I was a little long-winded there.
Absolutely. No, that was great. That was perfect.
Awesome. Hey, Jess. I wonder if it's my Jess if you're at school and that's why you have no camera on. She's a teacher, but she might have lunch.
I can't see which Jess it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I would
Maybe
think
our
it's Robert.
Jess Sutton. I do know.
Yes. So all of those exciting promotions came out yesterday. There's so much to be working with for this month.
Yeah, there is. All right. So what are we creating?
So I guess for me, I'm kind of the last thing that I hadn't really figured out for this month was like my stories and things like that. So I was writing those down into my calendar. Um, so like I was talking a little bit about my content pillars for that, and like today I like to post a nail fee. So that's like the first thing that I posted in the morning. I actually posted the video of the dementia set because that's new. And I said, it's available today in my story. And then I did a little bit of a gratitude story. And then I still plan today for the rest of the day to post something about party booking, a picture from my life, and then a nail fee. Now, the only thing about stories that kind of stinks is that you can't like schedule those. So I just have them in my photo bank. So I actually, a little trick or tip here, I guess, I put them in my favorites. So yesterday, like it was a Monday, and I like to do something funny about coffee. So I had this evolution of a coffee drinker. And I just click the heart because it puts it into a separate folder that I don't have to go back and look through all of my photos. Because if you look at my photos, there's 4,000 photos.
That's how I am too.
Yeah. So Like I knew I wanted to post about coffee, and then I knew I wanted to post like my kids. So I can just put
Oh,
like I can click on the heart, and then that'll be something that I can post today and find very easily. One thing I love about the stories, and I know this is getting a little off of topic, but I'm just gonna use my kids for example. I can pick that, and then they have all these really cool things that you can do. So like you can put a slider on your post and say like how cute do you think my kids are? And they can like slide it all the way up or slide it all the way down. Or if it's a nail fee, you can actually add your link and it'll come up so you don't have to go like they don't have to know what your link is. They can just click on it in your post
is that
or
in
on your
post or is
story.
that in a story?
In a story.
Whoa, I did not know the link one was there.
Yeah, so they recently added it for everyone. Like it used to be only like for certain people, and now it's for everyone. And so it's like down here,
Yay.
it says link.
Oops.
And if you click on it, it'll just ask you to type in the URL and it'll come right up.
I don't have a link button.
Oh, and it doesn't look like that.
No, so when I add here,
So there's like the sticker with the smiley face,
yep,
and then it should be like underneath of poll.
yeah, it's not.
Is your Instagram a
Oh,
business
you're on
profile?
Instagram.
Oh
That's the
yeah, yeah.
problem. I'm on Facebook.
So that's
I
the
am on
one thing.
Instagram as well, but I just thought you meant on Facebook. Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah. So we were kind of talking about like how much content I create. When I put like when I make a reel, I'll also post it to my stories, and then I use Instagram. So I post my stories in Instagram and then share them to my Facebook.
I'm
But you
the
can also,
opposite.
yeah, you can do them the other way around too.
Yeah.
And so like I have found, I'll talk about this briefly too, because this is really helpful.
Just to
Um,
let you know, it's 1:28.
okay, this is the last thing I'll mention
Yeah,
then.
I know you needed to wrap up by
Yes,
1:30, so
I gotta go to the pediatrician.
yay.
Right? It's so much fun. There's this website called snapinsta.app, and you can save your reels with the sound and anyone else's reel, honestly, through this page. And so then that's how I can post my reel on TikTok if I want to, or I can post it
Ah,
into my stories. I can post it on my Facebook, which so I'll do that. Like I'll take an opportunity reel, and that could potentially be my opportunity post on my main page for that week. It's just all about recycling that content so you're getting multiple uses out of it instead of just one.
nice.
So yeah, that's what I have, and hopefully it was helpful. And let me know. I'm always available if you need to message me and ask me questions.
Awesome. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you. I hope you guys have an amazing Tuesday.
Yes, you too.
All right, thanks. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.